I'm Razal Soutoudeh, I'm 34, I'm French-Iranian, and I'm a communications officer based in Beirut, Lebanon. MSF has been supporting Syrian refugees since the crisis began 4 years ago, so all the clinics we've opened here in Lebanon are in key locations where humanitarian need is the greatest. Lebanon is a small country, and the number of refugees entering has had an impact on infrastructures. So we also need to respond to this crisis in Lebanon, to support the Lebanese people. We have to be there for everyone. We receive a lot of requests from the international media who want to understand the crisis, so I support them in the field, put them in contact with our staff, nurses and doctors. I introduce them to patients we know well, who we've been monitoring and who agree to tell their story. In a way, everything revolves around this kind of reporting work, so I take my camera and pen and go into the field to tell the stories of our patients. I explain the advantages of telling a certain story, and then it may or may not happen, depending on the personalities. Usually, it works out. People want to tell their stories. They want the whole world to know the position they're in, that they're victims of a seemingly endless, inhuman conflict.
Her children can't pass.
They're waiting, so they let them pass, or she has to go back and pick them?
How do you leave everything behind in a fraction of a second to go into the unknown? These are the first questions that come to my mind, and that's probably because of my own personal journey with my mother. My mother and I escaped from Iran together. I grew up with my mother in France as a political refugee, so I understand what it means to be a refugee. Everyone wanted to be someone. Everyone had their idea of happiness. As an exile, a refugee, you lose that. All your dreams go up in smoke. And that's what destroys your dignity, that you can no longer dream. I was appalled by injustice at a certain age. It's okay to be outraged, but you need to have a solution. That's why I got involved, to be part of the action rather than just thinking about things. An encounter, an article, a testimony, or a photo, they can all change the subject's life in a certain way. Not their whole life, of course. You have to be realistic. But being able to talk to someone empathetic, who understands, who wants to listen, changes their perception of life. That's the difference. It gives them some of their dignity back. I think it's essential for me to remember these experiences and all the encounters I've had. They've given me a certain outlook on life so that I can carry on bearing witness.